Hi there, Terry back again, and welcome to my latest video. Firstly, I would like to thank the people who have wished me well. It's much appreciated, and I feel somewhat better than how I've been feeling for the last few weeks. Anyway, as you can see, this video is dedicated to Comic Mike, a very fine Canadian gentleman who has a YouTube channel called Comic Mike. He likes to show comic book covers of the forgotten or rarely seen characters from the Bronze Age. This character, which he remembers sort of, is why I'm answering his request and doing a video or two of Scalphunter. You saw this t-shirt at the start. I got this especially for this video. Right. His first appearance was in this issue. Weird Western Tales, Volume 1, number 39, April 77 cover date. Cover by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Written by his co-creator Michael Fleischer, and Dick Ayres did the pencils, also the co-creator. Inks by George Evans. This issue we learn Scalphunter's origin. His real name is Brian Savage, and he was stolen when an infant by Kiowa Indians when they set fire to his homestead. He killed his mother and left his father for dead. And this homestead was on Kiowa land, and they felt they rightfully owned it. We meet his father, Matt Savage, now a wealthy landowner, but near death. Brian is present at his deathbed, but doesn't believe what he is told about his life before the Kiowa. Excuse me. Part 2. The Kiowa named him Kiwo no Te, he who is almost human. His father dies, leaving him all the land and a small locket, which has a picture of his father, mother, and himself as an infant. He keeps the locket, but says the land is not his father's to give. Number 40, June 77 cover date. Cover by George Evans. Title, The Mark of Warrior. Same creators as number 39, with colours by Liz Bayroob. We meet Kathy Maysfield. Scalphunter saves her life a couple of times. She is trying to publish her newspaper with truth for headlines, but someone doesn't want this. And due to getting involved, Scalphunter is captured, but escapes. Kathy returns the favour and saves his life. Next we have number 41, August 77 cover date, with another cover by George Evans. The title this time is The Black Seer of Death Canyon, and that's Seer, S-E-E-R. And it's written by Michael Fleischer, pencils by Dick Ayres, and inks by Frank Spinner, or Springer even. This story has gold prospectors, thieves, Scalphunter being set up for murder, and then allowed unknowingly to escape jail because he is supposed to know where gold is hidden. But the thieves have a rude awakening waiting for them. Then number 42, October 77, cover by Alan West this time, and we're back with the creators of issue 40. Title, Deathstalk. This issue contains a bank robbery, murder, plus murder of a young boy, retribution, more murder, plus Scalphunter being accused of being a coward. Now, 43, December 77 cover date, and this is by George Evans. And the title, Feather for a Savage. And we have the creators of number 42. As you can see on the cover, more murder, or suicide in this case. Scalphunter is still on the trail of those men on the cover, the bank robbers of the previous issue. He does find them, but killing and scalping them for retribution proves more difficult than he would like. In fact, the story continues into the next issue. Then we have number 44, February 78, Jim Starlin and Al Milgram doing the cover, and it's titled Covered Wagon to Doomsday. And we have a change of colorist, that's D.R. Martin. This issue, still looking for the robbers. A sheriff who is related to one of the robbers gets involved. We have a preacher and his flock, and this issue there's also warring Apaches. Does he get the scouts he needs before going back to the reservation? We'll see. Now we have 45, April 78, cover by Jim Starlin this time, and the title, Night of the Gun. Writer Jerry Conway, pencils Dick Ayres, inks George Evans, colours by Bob Lirose. Scalphunter meets Backlash even, saves his life, and then Backlash returns the favour. Also in this issue, we learn how his reservation was all but destroyed by the Federalists, leaving barely a person alive. And we also learn Scalphunter has a sister. Backlash is only too eager to help him find her. But first, a favour. Backlash wants to steal a new invention from a train, a Gatling gun. And after a couple of battles, the said Gatling gun is in Backlash's possession. But when Scalphunter sees the carnage this weapon can reap, he tries to destroy it. Backlash is having none of that and uses the butt of his gun on Scalphunter's head. Number 46, June 78 cover date. Another cover by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. The title this time, The Savage Streets. Jerry Serp is the colourist this time. And this issue, Scalphunter goes looking for Backlash along with the Gatling gun. He has a fine old time finding him, but when he does, he is not in a position to kill him, as the Gatling gun has got into the wrong hands. But thankfully, Backlash has the same feelings about the weapon that Scalphunter has, so things don't work out well for the thief who has it. Number 47, August 78 cover date, cover by George Evans. With this title, City of Shame. And we have the same creators as number 46. Scalphunter goes looking for his sister with information he has been given of her whereabouts. Unfortunately, his quest is hampered in several ways, and he finds himself, well, you can see the cover. The issue ends with him on a slave ship, no closer to the truth of his sister's whereabouts than he was at the beginning. Number 48, October 78, cover by Jim Sherman and Dick Giordano, and the internal creators are the same as 47. It's raised to 50 cents with more pages and a new feature, Cinnamon, this being her first appearance. But her story is set 36 years after Scalphunter's, so there shouldn't be any team-ups. Scalphunter's story, Slave Boat. And I should have mentioned that this series took place during the American Civil War. So while Scalphunter's story was going on, it was surrounded by the Federalists and the Confederates' war. This issue, while a river battle is going on, Scalphunter is being held on a slave ship with many other slaves. And due to the due to the foolishness of a guard, Scalphunter is able to kill him. And then convince the would-be slaves to break their shackles and take over the boat. And while Scalphunter looks for the man who chained him and knows the whereabouts of his sister, let's just say sometimes some things work out and sometimes they prove more difficult. Cinnamon, whose real name is Catherine Mansa, her story begins at a card table where she is playing poker with several men. But she is only interested in one man, the man who killed her father 10 years earlier, when she was a mere teenager. This was written by her co-creator Roger Mackenzie, pencils by co-creator Jack Abel, inks by Danny Bulandi, and colours by Jerry Serp. Then we have number 49, November 78 cover date. Luis Dominguez does the cover. It's now become a monthly title. And this title of the first story is The Bell, as in B-E-L-L-E. And we have a change of inker, Luis Dominguez. The cover tells you it all. A train wreck, escaped convicts, a fortune in jewels. What it doesn't tell you is, don't always trust a pretty face. This is a little side adventure, while Scalphunter journeys to find his sister. And Cinnamon's second and last appearance in Weird Western Tales, as the same creators as 49, except for Howard Chaykin does the pencils this time. She has hunted down another man who was with the man who murdered her father. This man has continued being a nasty bit of work, using stolen money to buy into an orphanage and then bleed it dry. His comeuppance can't come soon enough. Right, number 50, December 78 cover date. Ross Andrew and Al Milgrom with the cover. It was written by Jerry Conway, artists Dick Ayres and Louis Dominguez, inks by Jerry Serp. And the title, Spies. After months of searching, Scalphunter finds his sister, but not before an attempt is made on his life. But uncharacteristically, he doesn't finish his assailants off, which will come back to haunt him later. He finally meets his young sister, but hesitates to tell her who he is to him. Again, this is a mistake. By the end of this convoluted story, they are both accused of being spies. Then we have the last issue for this part. Number 51, January 79 cover date. Louis Dominguez with the cover. And the creators are all as number 50. And the title, Hang In for a Scalphunter. Scalphunter and his sister are sentenced to be hanged, but while in court he has the opportunity to kill the two people he should off last issue. As you see by the cover, he escapes hanging, and circumstances change enough for his sister to be able to leave jail. The real spy is uncovered, but that person kills himself rather than being hanged. And when leaving, Scalphunter is asked why he came. When he had killed the two men at the courthouse, he had seen the fear in his sister's eyes, so as he mounted his black steed, he simply said, I am Kiwo Note, Kiowa, brave, and rode away, never to see his sister again. Well, that's the end of part one. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed rereading them to get the synopsis. There are enough issues left for 2 more parts. Do you wish to see them and hear them? Let me know in the comments. A thumbs up would be nice, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.